Welcome to your Vinyasa practice. Um, we're gonna switch gears a little bit from the splits stuff we've been working on and start to move into the upper body more, mainly shoulder strength and range of motion in the shoulder. So let's start out seated. You can sit however you're comfortable, kneeling or in a chair, and then let's just reach the arms up and overhead. Nice big stretch here. Reach through your fingertips. And then we're going to flick the fingertips up towards the ceiling, kind of like you would if you had just washed your hands and you were trying to get water to dry off of your hands. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You can take your arms a little bit wider if the shoulders feel kind of, what is the word? If the shoulders feel kind of pinchy at the top of the shoulder head, flick your fingers a little bit faster. You should be starting to feel some kind of burning sensation around the forearms and the wrists. That is a good sign. Take one more breath here. Flick, 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 flick as fast as you can. And then relax your arms here. Swing your arms in front of your body. And we'll do one more thing with the arms up and overhead. So big breath in, stretch up. And then you're just going to try and clap your own hands. So your fingertips are moving in towards your palms, and you're trying to make some sound like you would if you were clapping your hands together. It's not going to be as loud, of course. And one side might feel easier to make the sound with than the other. Make sure you're breathing. Deep breath in. Nice long breath out. One more breath. And then relax your arms, swing them, cross them in front of your body. So it's helpful to get the muscles around the wrists and the forearms to wake up. Helpful when we're bearing body weight in downward facing dog and anything where high plank, arm balances, inversions, where body weight's mainly in your hands. Let's start to come into our tabletop shape. Spread those fingers wide. Root down through the inner edge of your palm. Take a deep breath in. Lift your heart. Lift your tailbone. Deep breath out. Tuck your chin under. Tuck your tailbone under. Press your upper back towards the ceiling. And then continue cat and cow. Deep breath in. Back bend. Breath out. Press the floor away. Tuck the chin. Tuck the tailbone. 3 more rounds like that. Big inhale. Nice long exhale. 2 more times. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, you're rounding your spine towards the ceiling. And one more time. And then let's walk those hands forward. So your wrists are forward of your shoulders. Tuck your toes, press down into your hands, lift your hips up and back. Find that first downward facing dog shape. Okay, and then if you're just joining us in our practice today, settling into your first downward facing dog. And we're going to start to shift our focus to the upper body, mainly the range of motion in the shoulders, and not just range of motion, but also strengthening the shoulders. Okay, so deep breath in your down dog. Nice long breath out. Notice how that feels at the top of the shoulder head, around your whole shoulder, like the armpit area, the back, the upper back. Does it feel like a lot of effort there? Can you move some weight forward into your fingertips and the knuckle mounds of your hands? Let's take 3 more breaths in our downward facing dog. Relax your head. You can also be bending your knees right and left if you haven't done so already. Start to wake up the whole back body here. One last breath, downward facing dog. Lift those heels high. Start to tippy toe your way forward to the top of your mat. When you get there, Feet about as wide as your hips. Feel free to bend your knees right and left. Feel free to grab your opposite elbows, sway your body side to side. Do your best to just keep relaxing your head. Keep relaxing your head. Breathing into your whole back body. Take one more breath here. And then our inhale breath, we're going to walk those fingertips to the shin bones, lengthen the heart forward, find that halfway lift. Use your core muscles, that includes your back muscles, to find that halfway lift. So shoulders in line with hips or a little bit higher. Shoulders squeezing back into the spine. Chest is nice and broad. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, let's stretch our arms forward, sweep all the way up to standing, arms reaching overhead. And then exhale, relax your arms alongside your body. Pause here. Deep breath in, grow tall through your spine. Stay, settle into your feet for your breath out. We'll move through some sun salutations, starting off with Surya Namaskar C. That's including our lunges. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Your right foot steps back. Right knee to the mat. Untuck those right toes. Press into that left foot as you sweep your arms up and overhead, lifting up through the torso. Push those hips back a little bit so you're stacking the hips over that right knee. Deep breath in here. On your exhale, shift those hips forward and down. So you're moving a little bit more body weight into that left foot. Hands plant top of the mat. Simply just step back into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog here, 3 breaths. So in our Surya Namaskar C, or Sun Salutation C, we're not yet including the chaturanga to the floor and the back bend. We're just simply coming in and out of our downward facing dog from our lunges. Take one more breath here. From your downward facing dog, inhale, stretch your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward, top of the mat, left knee down, untuck those left toes. Inhale, sweep your arms up, back up through the hips, stack the hips on top of that left knee. And then on your exhale, shift the body weight forward into that right foot. So you're moving the hips forward and down a little bit. Pause here, one big breath in. And then exhale, fingertips to the top of the mat. You're stepping forward into your halfway lift. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're coming all the way up into standing, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, arms alongside the body. Pause here for one full breath. Feel that body weight throughout the whole feet. Heel bone, pinky toe mound, big toe mound. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Step that left foot back. You were just here. Now this time, left knee stays lifted, so you're coming up into a high lunge. Left quadricep muscles active and working. Arms sweep forward and up. Interlace your hands behind your head, elbows wide, kind of scooping up the back of the neck. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in here. And then on your exhale, release those hands forward. Plant the palms. Step back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in your down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another big inhale here. Nice long exhale. And one more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Next, inhale, left leg, sweep it up and back. Exhale, left foot steps forward, top of your mat. You're coming up into that high lunge, so your right kneecap stays lifted, your quadricep muscle is engaged. Arms sweeping up towards the ceiling. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the head again, but this time maybe opposite thumb on top, so it feels kind of like a funny grip. Scooping up the back of the head, elbows wide, lift the chest, deep breath in. Nice breath out. Normal to feel wobbly here. Inhale, re-extend the arms forward. We're stepping forward into our halfway lift. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms forward and up. This time, exhale, elbows pull wide. And then all the way, sweep the arms back behind you, palms face each other, elbows bend, and hands can rest at the low back. Or you can interlace the fingers to the webbing and stretch the knuckles away from your tailbone. Okay, so either way, hands at the waist, elbows pointing back, or knuckles stretching away. Let's take a deep breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, fold over the legs, with or without the bind. Hands can just be on the low back if that feels better on the shoulders. Try to relax your head here, whatever you're taking, let your head be heavy. Take one more breath. If you have that bind, start to release it. Everyone, walk your fingertips to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time we're stepping back into high plank. Moving on to Surya Namaskar A, classical sun salutations. So high plank, shift forward onto those tippy toes, squeeze the thighs together. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Come all the way down. Walk those wrists back underneath the elbows. Press down through the tops of your feet. Deep breath in. Exhale, press the floor away, lift the head and the heart. Come all the way back to the mat. And again, low cobra. Press the floor away, lift the head and the heart. And back to the mat, forehead touches, tuck your toes under, engage your leg muscles so much your kneecaps lift, squeeze your glutes, deep breath in. Exhale, press up to your supported or high plank. And then lift those hips high, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. 3 breaths in your downward facing dog. 2 more breaths here. One last breath here. Let's inhale, lift those heel bones high, bend the knees a little bit. Start to tippy toe your way forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Sweep those arms forward and up. Come all the way up to standing, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, relax the arms alongside the body. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. So a little bit more breath to movement. One more Surya Namaskar A, and then we'll add on. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, pull those elbows wide. Hands reach back behind you, placing the hands at the low back or interlacing the fingers to the webbing and stretching the knuckles away from the tailbone. Deep breath in, heart forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bend those knees as much as you need. Relax your head. Deep breath in here. Nice long breath out. Release the hands, fingertips to the mat in front of your feet. Stepping or hopping into your high plank. Let's shift forward onto those tippy toes, engage the thighs, moving through chaturanga if you have it. Coming all the way to the belly. Press down through the tops of the feet. Press the floor away. Lift the head and the heart. Maybe this time you straighten out through the arms and the kneecaps lift. Upward facing dog if you have it. Exhale all the way back to the mat. Retuck those toes. Let's practice that reverse push-up from the bottom. Deep breath in, toes are tucked, glutes are squeezing, elbows close into the rib cage. On your exhale, press up, high plank. Lift those hips high, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here in your downward facing dog. Each time you come back to that downward facing dog, think about shifting body weight forward into fingertips and knuckle mounds. Okay, so get active in your hands. You're pressing the floor away and you're moving that weight out of the wrist into fingertips and knuckles. Inhale, lift those heels high, bend the knees a little bit. Make your way forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Keep that lift as you sweep the arms forward and up. Come all the way to standing. Arms relaxed alongside the body. Surya Namaskar B. One round of Surya Namaskar B. Before we head there, we're going to take the arms up and overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, elbows pull wide. Either the hands come again to the low back or interlace the fingers to the webbing. Try for that opposite grip, opposite thumb on top. Deep breath in, heart forward. Exhale, hinge over the legs. Relax your head, relax your head. You can keep a nice deep bend in the knees here too. Belly can rest on top of the thighs. Sometimes that helps relieve pressure on the low back and hamstrings. All right. So everyone, if your legs are straight, bend your knees anyways. And then we're gonna start to bring the hands forward and down and sink our hips into our chair pose. Okay, so arms are gonna stretch forward, chest is gonna start to lift. Biceps can come alongside the ear if the shoulders can handle that range of motion. Body weight shifting back into the heels. Deep bend in those knees, hips down, in line with the knees, or maybe slightly lower. Chair pose, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Lift those hips, relax the head down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank. Shifting forward, moving through that chaturanga if you have it, otherwise knees to the mat and low cobra. Option to press up into upward facing dog. And then exhaling, make your way back to your downward facing dog. 2 breaths in your downward facing dog. One more breath here. Right away, inhale, right foot steps forward, left heel bone spins flat, arms sweep forward and up. We're coming up into warrior one. So in warrior one, our shoulders are facing forward, our chest is facing forward. There's about a 45-degree angle bend, 45-degree angle with that left foot. So it's kind of left toes are pointing slightly forward. Deep bend in the right knee. Inhale here, interlace the hands behind the nape of the neck, scoop it up. Maybe you lift the chest towards the ceiling. You can lean back the head and the hands as your elbows go wide. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Plant the palms forward, step back, high plank. Shift forward, option to move through chaturanga or skip that. Take cat and cow is a great alternative to the chaturanga and upward facing dog, especially if your wrists are just feeling kind of cranky or like you're needing a little bit more of a break today. You can always skip that chaturanga down dog and have tabletop to cat and cow instead. Meet me in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale breath, we're simply stepping that left foot straight forward, top of the mat. Right heel bone spins flat. Arms sweep forward and up. Layering on that back bend, interlace the fingers right behind the head. Elbows wide, chest lift. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Plant the hands, top of the mat. Step back, high plank. Here comes the option for your chaturanga or your tabletop to cat-cow. We'll meet back up in our downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Remember to always check in with body weight in the hands when they're in shapes where you're bearing body weight in the hands. So high plank, downward facing dog, any arm balance, any inversion where the hand is the main foundation. Fingertips are gripping. Weight is moving to the knuckle mounds of the inner edge of your hand. From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift those heels. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend those knees, sink the hips. Lift the chest. Add on the arms. Utkatasana, your final piece of Surya Namaskar B is chair pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, elbows pull wide. Option to interlace those hands behind you or hands to the low back. Elbows trying to point back behind you. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold over your legs. All right, so last little bit of work here. We're going to switch gears and layer on some of that strengthening for the shoulders. So bring your hands forward and down, right in front of your feet. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Step your feet back one at a time, downward facing dog. Turn your fingertips in to kind of face each other, slightly at an angle. So most of that body weight, again, is on the thumb side of your wrist. That's the strongest part of your wrist. Okay, now your elbows are pointing out to the sides. Your thumbs are pointing in towards the center of your mat. Your hips are in downward facing dog. That's not going to change. All you're going to do is you're going to bend your elbows so your head starts to lower towards the mat. And then you're going to exhale, press the floor away, straighten out through your elbows. So shoulder presses in our pike position. Now keep the back of the neck nice and long. Keep going. Bend those elbows. Head towards the mat. Exhale, press the floor away, straighten out through the elbows. Keep the hips lifting high. You can always keep a bend in the knees. You've got 3 more here. So you're inhaling as you bend the elbows. You're exhaling to press the floor away, straighten it out through those elbows. One more time. These are supposed to be pretty challenging. Get all those muscles around the shoulder joint to work with you. Now, next time you straighten out through your arms, fingertips move forward. Normalize that downward facing dog stance. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale all the way to the mat through your chaturanga or tabletop. Pressing up, upward facing dog, or any back bend that you like. Exhale, making your way back. Downward facing dog one last time. You need a break, take child's pose. All right, let's meet in child's pose, knees to the floor, hips back towards those heels. Options with your child's pose, you can take the knees wide, belly can kind of drape down in between the inner thighs. Hands can fold underneath the forehead, or you could reach your hands back towards your feet. Now, when I take my hands back towards my feet, I like to widen my feet out to the outer edges of the mat as well. So I'm just cupping my hands around my heel bones, basically. And sometimes that feels nice on the shoulders. Sometimes it feels better to just stretch the arms straight forward. Or like I said, hands can be folded underneath your forehead too. Let's take 3 breaths here. So we're going to keep working with that range of motion and shoulders, strengthening the shoulders within your range of motion for the next several weeks. So that's just basic foundational stuff we did today that you'll continue to see and build on. Let's bring those hands forward, a little bit of a halfway lift in your tabletop. Let's thread the needle, right arm underneath left armpit. So your hips can stay in your child's pose, or you could move more towards tabletop, your choice, whatever's most comfortable in your knees. See if your right palm can be facing your ceiling, and your left arm can stretch straight forward towards the top of your mat. Or if you want to, you can take a bind with that left hand, circling around the low back. Left fingertips can wiggle into that right hip crease. Only if you have that range of motion. Let's take 3 breaths here. Last 2. Last breath. Release that left arm if you had that half bind. Unwind the right arm. And then right away, left arm sweeping underneath right armpit. Thread the needle on your left side. Left palm's trying to face the ceiling. Right arm, it can stretch straight forward towards the top of your mat. Or you can sweep that left arm up. Snake that forearm behind the low back. Maybe wiggle those right fingertips into your left hip crease. 3 breaths here. Let's unwind. Come back to your tabletop. And we'll come forward a little bit in our tabletop so that we can cross our ankles behind us, roll the hips back over the feet, take a seat in the center of your mat, lay all the way down on your back, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side there on your back. And then knees are going to fall all the way off to your right side. Left arm stretching off to your left. Come into a twist here. 3 breaths. It's a very simple supine twist. Next breath in, knees come back through center. And then knees shift off to your left side. Right arm stretching off to your right side. Deep breath in. Nice long breath out. 3 more breaths like that. Unwind, come back to center, hugging the knees into the chest one more time. Maybe even take happy baby, a couple of breaths here, and then we'll settle in for our Shavasana. We'll take a minute in our Shavasana. Your Shavasana, just simply stretch out through your legs. Unless that doesn't feel good on the low back, you can always bend the knees, plant the feet. Relax your shoulders down your back. Slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Take a deep breath in and a nice long breath out. We have 1 minute for Shavasana. Practice just letting it go, letting it rest here. Feel free to stay longer in your Shavasana if you have the time. If you need to move on with your day, start to awaken. Gentle movement to fingertips and toes. Head can move side to side. Arms can stretch overhead. Full breath in. And your exhale, making your way to an upright seat. And we'll just take a moment to close out our practice. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders back, ears back. Deep breath in. Nice long breath out. Hands together at your heart. Bowing your chin into your chest with reverence and gratitude for the practice, to all of our teachers, past, present, future, to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste, yogis. Thanks for being here today. We had a good practice. And we'll keep working on that shoulder mobility and strength in that range. Question. Are there any modifications for movements that require bent knees? I can fold my knees, but appreciate other options for legs. Yeah, good question. So I'm assuming you're meaning, I'll stop this and then I'll